Hello everyone, I hope you're well. I'm so excited to announce this new bookish series that I'm going to be starting on my channel. This is the first video of the series and it's going to be called Worth the Money, and it's where I'm going to review various different book editions, book collections that publishers have bought out and be telling you whether I think that book is well made or not, whether I think it is worth the money that the publishers are charging for that book. So I'm not going to be reviewing the inside story of the book, I'm just going to be saying, are the pages falling out? Is the pattern staying intact? Is the book structurally made well? Talk about font sizes, and then I'll be doing close-up shots so you can make up your own mind and see for yourself what you think of the book and whether you think it is worth your money or not. A thing that's really popular, it's been popular for a few years in the UK, is that UK publishers will republish old classics, but they'll make them look really beautiful and they'll get a lot of hype around those books, and then people will buy the whole collection of the book and collect them. So I thought I would start with probably the most popular book collection on BookTube, and these are the Penguin Clothbound classics. I have two of them here. I have not read either of them, so this is coming from the point of view as not having handled them that much, having not read them. This is almost like I've got them brand new because I really haven't touched them since I've got them. I've put them up on my shelf and I haven't read them yet, so you're getting a really kind of brand new review of these books. So I have already filmed me going up into close detail in both books and I'm going to play that here. So here are my two cloth-bound classics that I have. I'm going to start with Inferno. So here you can see it has a really beautiful design. The design goes around to the spine as well, so it obviously looks nice on your shelf. Now the problem with these books is they have a sticker barcode on them that leaves a mark. So you can see here it's left a black mark and there's no way of really getting that mark off. It's also peeled off some of the design, and some of the design has started to come off. It has little kind of marks where it has come off. They all come with this ribbon bookmark which has already frayed. I have not started reading the book and you can see it has already started to fray and I haven't even touched the ribbon bookmark. I don't know why it's like that at all. It came like that, slightly frayed, and obviously every time you snip off a frayed end it's going to get smaller and smaller. I'm not snipping off the frayed ends, I'm just leaving it, but I don't know why it's come like that frayed. So you open it up and it's red, and then it has the motif that's on the front it has here, which I think is a really nice part of it, and the font size is a really good font size. I like that font size, that works for me. It's nice, you can read it, it's nicely spaced. I do like the font size on this one. The only thing that I would say is that some of the design has already started to come off and I don't know why they're manufactured like this, that they fray so easily without even being touched. That's my critique with that. Next up I have Middlemarch. Now Middlemarch is a much bigger book and you can see a lot of the pattern has already started to come off. The side is really beautiful, obviously would look lovely on your shelf, and at the back this is where the sticker barcode was. You can see it's ripped quite a lot off, and also just bits here have just started coming off, but this book hasn't even been touched. It's just been on the shelf. And again, the inside ribbon is frayed. It already comes like a little bit frayed and then it just gets more and more frayed. This hasn't been read, so imagine if you're reading it, this will get incredibly frayed. You open it up and it is red, and then you have the same design as the other one, the motif here, which I think looks really nice. The font size on this book is a lot smaller than the font size on Dante's Inferno. A lot smaller. You can see it's a lot more crammed in. It's a lot smaller than what we had with Dante's Inferno, so I'm guessing each edition maybe has a different font size depending on how big the book is, but you can see here this is quite a small font. It's all quite crammed in and quite small, whereas with Dante's Inferno, just bring it back over so we can do a bit of a comparison, it's a nice size. It's a nice big font size. So compare that font size with this here. Much smaller, much more crammed in. I prefer the font size on Dante's Inferno, but in Middlemarch I just think the font size for me is just too small. So there is my close-up shots of both books. On both books you can see some of the design has already started to come off and they haven't even been read. The bookmarks are already starting to fray within them, and I think this is a really nice thing to have, a ribbon bookmark within it, but this isn't ribbon. This is just a material, and so the material is just fraying, and obviously they haven't secured it enough at the edge so it wouldn't fray like this, which they could have secured it with some kind of heat or some kind of plastic so that it wouldn't start fraying like that. And then the problem with where they put the barcode, I don't know why they can't put the barcode inside the book here, because they put it on the back and it rips off some of the design, or like this, just leaves a big mark on your book. So as you saw from the close-up shots, I had issues with the books. So with Dante's Inferno, I had an issue that the bookmark has already started to fray, but I did like the font size. I thought it had a really good font size. Now with Middlemarch, it has a completely different font size. This font size is really small. I'm going to really struggle to read this book. Again, the bookmark is frayed and I haven't even started reading it. A lot of the pattern has already started to come off and I haven't even started reading it. So I'm guessing when I'm reading it, the more I'm handling it, the more the pattern is going to start to rub off within the book. But for me, the big problem is the different font sizes, that it's not all the same for the whole collection, so you don't really know what you're getting if you're ordering that online. If you're ordering it from a country where maybe your bookshops don't stock these books, you really don't know what font size you are getting. So I would say bear that in mind. For me, is it worth the money? No, because the pattern is already starting to come off, the bookmark is fraying, and you don't know what font size you're getting unless you actually physically go into a bookshop and pick up the book. You don't know what font size you are going to get. It's not the same throughout the whole thing. But on your shelf, I'm sure these look absolutely beautiful. I personally buy books to read. I don't buy books as home decor, but there is no problem if you do. You might like them as home decor. I know there was a picture recently of Catherine Middleton and she had the whole collection on her table and people were saying how beautiful that looked on her desk to have the whole collection. It looks lovely as home decor. The spines look gorgeous together, so I have no problem with the way it looks. It looks lovely, but for the practicality, I don't know what font I'm getting, so I'm not going to collect the rest of this series. I don't know why it's already started to fray the bookmark and the pattern is already coming off the book. If you are just going to put this on a shelf and you are not going to touch it, it will still have some damage, as you can see from mine, because I haven't read mine and already the pattern has started to come off, but it will be more preserved. So if you just put them together and you just want them to look beautiful together, and the spines look really nice together, and it's just home decor and that's it, then yeah, maybe these books are worth it for you. But for me personally, I don't buy books not to read. For me, I'm sorry, it's not worth the money. Let me know your comments down below, because I know a lot of people adore this collection. Do you adore the collection because you don't mind that the pattern comes off of it, you don't mind that it frays, you just think it looks beautiful? Or do you really don't mind about the pattern coming off it at all? Maybe you think that adds to it, it gives it more of a worn look, because the more you read it, the more the pattern's going to come off it, so maybe you think it gives it a bit more of an older look and you like that aging effect that it has on it. Or do you just like it because you just display it and you really don't touch it? And these books you audiobook, so you might audiobook something like Middlemarch, but you want to have the physical book as well, but you're not actually going to read from the physical book. It's just something you like for design. What do you think? Let me know down below, but for me personally, I do not think these are worth the money. Middlemarch is £15. It's $14.99 this book, and it's still $14.99. That's how much I paid for it, and it's still that price. I paid on a gift card, I will be honest. I had a gift card and I really wanted a nice edition of Middlemarch because I really want to read Middlemarch, and I wanted an edition that was a hardback and it was going to last me, because I knew that it's going to take me a really long time to get through this book and read it. So I don't want an edition where I get halfway through and the pages are starting to come out and it's not really well made. Now I haven't started reading this, so I can't say what the quality of that is within it, but already obviously the pattern is starting to come off, and for me it was a special thing because I had a gift card. I was like, I want to get a nice edition of a book and I'm really interested in Middlemarch. I don't understand why the pattern comes off. Can they not put some kind of thing over the top of it? Some kind of plastic or something over the top so that the pattern doesn't rub off on your hands? Is it something to do with the oil within your hands reacting to it? I don't understand, because I have clothbound editions that are really old editions and you can still see all the font on it. You can still see pictures that are on it. They look absolutely perfect. They look fine. So I don't know why with these ones, it's obviously how they're made, why so much of it comes apart. But I don't think it's worth the money. I will not be buying another one of these. If I see a book like this in a charity shop, I don't think I would even pick it up. I would think I'll just get a different edition. I'll just get a paperback edition or a different edition of it, because it just irritates me that these are so much money and yet the pattern comes off, and the whole idea of getting them is because they look nice on your shelves and they're a keepsake that you can keep forever, but they're really not. They're not a keepsake because the pattern will come off of it. So I'm going to end this video here. Let me know down below what you think. I know loads of people love them. You might completely disagree with me and think that that adds to the effect of it. It gives it a worn look and you like that look on it. Let me know, and I will see you again soon for another video.